Now at 9, Ball State women's basketball looks to be the next Cinderella story. Find out what this means for the team.
And 1 year ago, a local tornado affected the lives of many. Find out how the community is now rebuilding.
Then deadly tornadoes tore through several states over the weekend. Find out how first responders are helping with the damage.
And a local nonprofit does what they can to help with homelessness. Find out what is being done to help with this issue.
We are tracking weather with Blesh tonight. NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Abby Urban.
And I'm Lily Taveras.
Tonight, our sports anchor Jackson White joins us a little bit earlier than normal.
Jackson, what's the reason?
Yes, Abby and Lily. Big news here on campus because for the first time since 2009, Ball State women's basketball are going dancing once again. After narrowing out the Toledo Rockets in the MAC championship 65-58, the squad flew home for selection Sunday with their ticket punched. Following the 8 p.m. show on Sunday, associate head coach Aubrey Spencer caught some deja vu from her Cardinal athletic career, being awarded the 12th seed once again. Spencer had a key role in the 2009 March Madness squad that upset the number 5 Tennessee Volunteers. Before losing in the round of 32, with one 12 seed win in the books, Spencer believes that it'll be the Cards' lucky number once again.
So the best thing about tonight is that we're a 12 seed. That's what we were when we went and beat Tennessee in the first round. So I'm over the moon that that's the seed that we are, because history is definitely going to repeat itself.
The Cards will be facing off against the Ole Miss Rebels in the round of 64 in Waco, Texas. The match is set to face off at 6 p.m. this Friday, the 21st. So how about that? The Ball State Cardinals are going dancing once again.
We are dancing, and I am so excited. It's good to have a home team that we know we can root for, so I'm excited.
And definitely lucky with the number 12 and the 12th seed, for sure.
So
Hey, we'll see if that deja vu is to mean anything. We'll see.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Jackson. On March 14th, 2024, an unexpected tornado came through Winchester and the Selma communities.
Ever since that day, the communities feel better prepared for severe weather. NewsLink Indiana's Amelia Winter has more.
A year ago, a devastating tornado hit the Winchester and Selma communities. I'm Amelia Winter at a neighborhood that was hit by the tornado and is still under construction. I want to follow up with these communities and the lingering impact.
On that day, many people were not expecting the severity of the storm to be what it was, an EF3 tornado. For Alan Hernandez, it was just a normal day of work for him at his restaurant.
We started hearing all the phones when the tornado alarm, and I remember like suddenly everybody, most of them stand up, started cashing out. I was like, whoa. And some of them stay there drinking margaritas or eating. And then I see the sky start getting dark. And I step outside, take some videos, and I see a big cloud. I was like, wow, that looks weird.
Hernandez's business had minor damage, but that's not the same for all of Winchester. Many neighborhoods, businesses, and the Freedom Life Church suffered extreme damage and are still under construction to this day.
We have between $12 and $14 million in damages, which in property tax values, I mean that equates to $200,000 or $300,000 out of our budgets.
During the storm, Hernandez and his wife were in two different parts of town with little to no connection with each other.
Me being so far away from him and not being able to talk to him, like I was so scared. And now, even now when we are, like he said, when we're going to be having, severe weather, like it is scary because we were not prepared for that first one. We didn't expect it.
The community was not alone after the storm.
Community came together. And as a whole, the state of Indiana, I mean, the surrounding counties, the mayors, they were all calling and offering their assistance.
And Alexis agrees with just that.
After that day, I feel so grateful to be here in Winchester because of just how great the community really is and how well everybody came together. And we made lots of good friends out of it. Lots of good friends.
With the spring weather ahead, the community is taking extra precautions to be weather aware. In Winchester, Amelia Winter, NewsLink, Indiana.
With the spring weather ahead, it is important to be weather aware. For more information on weather safety, visit weather.gov for more.
The powerful storm that unleashed multiple tornadoes across the southern U.S. over the weekend is moving into the Atlantic Ocean now, but its deadly and destructive aftermath may be felt by many survivors for years to come.
At least 42 people died in storm-related incidents, according to officials. The grim task of sifting through what's left of homes, businesses, and communities is just getting started.
This is the unbelievable aftermath for thousands of people across multiple states in the Gulf region and southeastern U.S. today. The weekend outbreak saw about 80 twisters reported and dozens confirmed. Tracked by the National Weather Service, some as high as EF4s leveled homes and businesses as they ripped through communities.
You hear about these storms and then you don't really put the feelings behind it until it hits home.
The death toll is in the dozens and rising. Fatalities confirmed by the authorities this morning add North Carolina to a list that also includes Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, where most of the deaths have been recorded so far. A long road ahead, the cleanup just beginning as communities and family try to pick up the pieces.
And obviously, we are hoping for safety and we're hoping for recovery, because it's really all we can hope for in times like these. But now we're going to throw it over to the first weather with Aaliyah.
Thank you. Let's take a look at some of those current temperatures outside. Right now in Muncie it's 46 degrees, as well as in Lafayette and Indianapolis, 47, and Terre Haute, and 51 down in Evansville. Over the next 12 hours, those temperatures are going to decrease, but not go below that freezing point. You can see the lows tonight are just in the low 40s. But here's what we are tracking. We have a lot on our plate to talk about today, and weather whiplash is the perfect word to describe what we are doing. Warm tomorrow, severe threat Wednesday, and Thursday, snow showers for tonight.
Thank you so much, Aaliyah. A nonprofit organization in Muncie has been helping provide help to the homeless in Muncie for over 2 years. NewsLink Indiana's Wyatt Mayer caught up with the Shepherd's Heart and Hands to find out more.
According to the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority, over 4,854 people were experiencing homelessness January 25, 2024 in every county besides Marion. Homelessness is a rising issue in Indiana. Shepherd's Heart and Hands works to help solve this issue one day at a time.
So a typical visit to the homeless camps is us bringing resources, not just the food, but our knowledge, our love, our compassion. But we also have tents. We also have sleeping bags, toiletries, hygiene kits.
Establishing the nonprofit over 2 years ago, Joseph Romero has been consistently giving his time to the homeless in Muncie. This is not only to provide help, but to offer hope and solutions for those in need.
Our solution, second chance housing. Imagine affordable housing meets sober living, meets low barrier to entry. Imagine a place that would give you a second chance. We can do that.
Romero has been serving the homeless community for over 30 years. When he moved from Orlando, Florida to Muncie, he saw the community help his cause. And that is what meant the world to him.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing to see people that also have a heart for humanity. We have something in common. We want to see people lifted up, and we know what it is to hurt ourselves.
Romero encourages the younger audience to get involved with helping out the cause any way they can. If you are interested in volunteering or donating, go to theshepherdsheartandhands.com. In Muncie, Wyatt Mayer, NewsLink, Indiana.
The Shepherd's Heart and Hands nonprofit organization will also be holding their annual Christmas for the homeless in winter. If you're interested, go to their website at theshepherdsheartandhands.com. Coming up, new tariffs put in place could slow the economic growth. Learn what this could mean for inflation.
And retail spending across the U.S. has decreased recently. Find out how this could impact sales. Stay with us.
Hey, boss. Okay?
I said I'm fine.
Talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Hey there, Hoosiers. Are you ready to give your child a head start on their future? Indiana 529 savings plans are a simple way to save for their education. Plus, there are some great tax benefits. The best part? It's not just for college. Indiana 529 can be used for tech schools, trade programs, apprenticeships, and more. Start with just $10 a month at myindiana529.com to help them reach their dreams.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. This is my time. Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started. This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Find your place in space. This is my time. Space for All.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back. A global group of economists predicts President Trump's tariff policies will slow economic growth in the U.S. and around the world and send prices higher again. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development issued its quarterly report today. It's the first attempt by global economists to document the damage from Trump's tariffs to the economies of America and its trading partners. The group of nearly 40 mostly wealthy nations made new economic forecasts that are noticeably worse than its previous predictions. It predicts U.S. economic growth will slow dramatically this year and next year, while U.S. inflation rates will pick up again this year.
Forever 21 has filed for bankruptcy again. It's the second time the retailer's U.S. operating company has filed in the past 6 years. In its filing yesterday, the company cited increased competition from foreign retailers of fast fashion, especially since online shopping boomed during the pandemic. Forever 21 said it's trying to find a buyer for some or all of its assets.
Last month, spending at U.S. retailers was much weaker than expected, a troubling sign that American shoppers could be starting to tap out. Ivan Rodriguez breaks down the latest numbers and reports on the hardest hit sectors.
Consumer spending coming in below expectations last month, according to the latest report from the Commerce Department. It's adding to concerns the U.S. economy is slowing and perhaps heading into a recession.
I think it's a signal that there's a big problem coming.
Retail sales account for about a third of overall spending in the U.S., and consumers are frustrated.
Even though the job market's been solid, a lot of consumers are saying, well, I don't feel it. Even if I'm working and even if my wages went up, all of my costs went up too, so I'm not feeling great about things.
According to the Commerce Department, spending last month declined the most at department stores, restaurants and bars, and at gasoline stations. Meanwhile, sales were up online and at health stores, rising 2.4% and 1.7% respectively. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the Trump administration is putting policies in place that will moderate inflation.
As we set the sails, I am confident that the American people will come our way.
Economists, however, aren't sold on the administration's views on tariffs as a fix for the economy.
Most economists are against tariffs. They think it leads to higher prices and it's just not a good idea.
But Bankrate's Ted Rossman says despite the uncertainty over tariffs shaking the markets and consumer confidence, there isn't any cause for alarm just yet.
I would look more at the fundamentals as far as economic growth, job growth. The underpinnings are pretty solid, even if there are some things to potentially fret about.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
We have details about severe weather on Wednesday after this break.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk heart to heart. So let's talk for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back. Obviously, Aaliyah, the last weekend we had 70 temperatures on Friday, rain and almost hail on Saturday and Sunday, and it's cold again.
Yeah, we had some frost this morning, spring-like temperatures tomorrow, and, you know, winter weather's still coming back.
Yes, I was not ready to get my coat out again.
Yeah, you definitely need to keep it out because we do have some winter weather coming this week. But let's take a look at some of those current temperatures right now. 46 degrees in Muncie, Lafayette, and Indianapolis, 47 down in Terre Haute, and 51 down in Evansville. These temperatures are significantly warmer than what we were experiencing yesterday. You can see here in Muncie, we are at 11-degree increase from the temperature yesterday at this time. And most of our surrounding areas are also in that increase, 13-degree increase in Indianapolis, 12-degree increase in Terre Haute, and Bloomington. Although these temperatures are increasing, it's still going to decrease pretty decently tonight, but we just are staying above that freezing point. Low of 40 degrees tonight, mostly clear night overall. Winds coming from the southwest at 10 miles per hour with wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. With those winds coming from the south, they are bringing in pretty warm temperatures for a spring-like day tomorrow. 44 at 8 a.m., 58 by noon, and then warming up to 68 degrees by 5 p.m. A mostly sunny day overall, so a very spring-like day for tomorrow. Winds coming from the south-southwest at 10 miles per hour and picking up to 15 miles per hour as we move throughout the afternoon. Now with these winds, there are coming some heavy wind gusts, 21 mile per hour wind gusts tonight at 10 p.m. And then as we move throughout Tuesday, they are going to increase and even hit up to the 30s. This is 29 miles per hour at 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then still increasing as we move through Wednesday, 31 miles per hour on Wednesday. And then with these wind gusts, they are coming some storms and a low pressure system. This is the day 3 outlook, severe weather threat. Muncie, we are in that marginal risk. So we are more concerned with those damaging winds and the pop-up showers and possible thunderstorms more than we are tornadoes. So just make sure you keep your patio furniture put away during this week as we might have some severe thunderstorms coming through our area. You can see those clouds start to take cover Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday afternoon. That rain's going to hit us Wednesday night. This is Thursday at 1 a.m. So overnight, that storm's going to come through. With this low pressure system bringing in those cold temperatures, the winds shift to come from the north with those cold temperatures. We could have a chance of snow on Thursday. You can see this is that wintry mix right there in that pink, and it's going to come right through. But it's not going to stick around for very long, so we shouldn't accumulate much, if any, at all. But it is still going to affect our area. By Thursday at 7 p.m., it's just going to leave some clouds in its trails, and those will dissipate for the weekend. Now, like I said, these temperatures, just temperature roller coasters. 70 degrees for the high, 43 degrees for the high on Thursday. So a 30-degree temperature decrease just in a matter of 2 days, and that's all due to that low pressure system that is moving through. The next 7 days, like I said, this weather whiplash is at its peak this week. We have rain on Wednesday, snow on Thursday with that temperature decrease. Temperatures increasing as we move into next week. So at least we'll start off the week next week with mid-50s coming back, but we still have some snow coming this week. So.
Oh my gosh, that whiplash is insane. We got snow coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least we can enjoy tomorrow, but
yeah, tomorrow will be very, very spring-like, just besides those wind gusts.
I'm gonna blow away.
I know.
Blow away.
It has been so windy, I feel like forever.
it has. Even when it's like warm outside, it feels so much colder because of the wind.
And I remember like looking at my weather, I'll be like, oh, it's 45, but it feels like 42.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of difference. It's cold. And I think too with that umbrella is blowing away as well.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
good
that
luck rolling
umbrella's
that this week.
Well, thank you so much, Aaliyah.
Thank you.
And there's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Jackson White has a preview of your sports.
Thanks, Abby and Lily. One Ball State coach gives his thanks to his assistants. Plus another Cardinal squad heads far out west. All this and next in sports.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you're reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh, and you missed.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jackson White with sports. Ball State women's basketball is collecting the hardware on their way to an NCAA tournament. But one award had a title change. NewsLink Indiana's Jake Dickman heads to the selection show for more.
Earlier this season, Ball State women's basketball head coach Brady Salee was named MAC Coach of the Year, a fitting award for the coach that brought a regular season title, MAC tournament championship, and second ever program berth in the NCAA tournament back to Muncie. But Salee was steadfast in one thing. This was not a MAC Coach of the Year award, this was a MAC Staff of the Year award, giving credit to his assistants.
I do mean it when I say we had the Staff of the Year, and without them, you know, this team isn't what it is. The personnel is not what it is, but there's so many things that those guys are doing behind the scenes to keep our players in a good headspace.
Not only does the staff, including associate head coach Audrey Spencer, try to keep the players in a good headspace, but they also try to overcome Salee's stubbornness, sometimes to no avail.
Means the world, obviously. We as a staff told him not to do that, but the man doesn't listen to anybody, so it's his world, we're just living in it. But obviously he deserves the heck out of that award. That is his through and through, and probably should have got it many times before.
The hard work that coaches like Spencer put in behind the scenes does have its perks, such as making the trip to Cleveland a little less stressful.
I don't think I've been as calm, cool, and collected as I was this last week, just because I knew what we had, and it was good enough. We didn't have to do all the schemes. We didn't have to be anybody than who we've been all year long to go win the thing, and that's exactly what they did.
And despite not listening to them when it comes to awards, Salee knows that his staff are second to none.
I trust my staff, and you know, I think I've got the best in the league, best in the Midwest, and it truly was a Staff of the Year award.
In Muncie, Jake Dickman.
Go Cards.
NewsLink, Indiana.
Flying to warmer weather, the men's volleyball team traveled to Hawaii to play in the Outrigger tournament and came out with a win on Saturday. The Cardinals took down the Penn State Natty Lions over the weekend. The team won 3-2 in a back-and-forth match that went down to the 5th set. Rizé Aline led the way with 17 kills, 3 aces, and Patrick Rogers right behind him with 14 kills. Big man Brandon Savinsky-Lind totaled a game-leading 4 blocks. The win brings the 14th-ranked Cardinals to a 14-8 record and 3rd in their conference. The Cardinals will be back in action visiting Queens University of Charlotte on Thursday. But we're now in the month of March, and that is the most funnest month when it comes to college basketball. Of course, the Ball State women's team going to the the tournament for the 2nd time in school history. The vibes around Ball State seem to be really high.
Yes.
We are dancing again, and I am so excited. We really need it. So.
And speaking about dancing, I heard that you had an Irish dancing thing
I
for
was
3 years?
Yes, I did it for a short stint. And speaking of St. Patrick's Day, where is your green, Lily?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she got the green shirt, I got the green necklace.
I know.
don't see any green.
I've been pinched many times today, don't you worry.
Well, thank you so much, Jackson. Yep. Coming up, new exoplanets have been found. See what astronomers are saying.
And one final look at your weather. Don't go anywhere.
Yarr! All I wanted was my treasure, and I wound up with a lawsuit from my neighbors. And a belly full of regret.
Thanks, Salty Pete. What a powerful dig story. Okay, great class, everybody. Before we go, let's stand and say the safe digging pledge. Shovels don't know right from wrong, but I do. And I'll always contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before digging. It's the only way to dig.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why? My. Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Astronomers have uncovered new evidence of tiny planets orbiting Barnard's star, the nearest single star system to Earth. Now take a look at this. The 4 planets are classified as sub-Earths. Each one is roughly 20 to 30% the mass of Earth, according to the new research. The planets are so close to the star that they're likely too hot to support life. And that is really cool. So new planets we've discovered. Now can we take it over for that last look of weather?
Yeah, let's take one last look at that final weather because we do have very active weather coming this week. Rain on Wednesday with a high of 66. That cold front coming in Wednesday night and those temperatures decreasing quite a bit. And a chance of snow flurries on Thursday. That severe weather threat on Wednesday, we are mainly concerned with the high wind gusts and the thunderstorm pop-ups more than we are tornadoes. So just keep that in mind and throw your patio furniture inside for this week with those wind gusts.
Yes, we are worried about that severe weather, but some warmer temperatures coming up, so thank you so much, Aaliyah.
Yes, thank you.
And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page, YouTube channel, and WCRD 91.3.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.